What's up, y'all? We back at it with another chapter of Orta of the Flame, man. Chapter 2, and it has been confirmed. It does have the same author as Red Hood, Yuki. Shout out to Yuki. Red Hood was a great series. It got cut short. You know how Shonen Jump be doing. Like, yo, if you don't do good in Japan, they don't want to rock with you. I've heard it was received well over here. I know I liked it, and the videos I made on it did quite well at the time. But yeah, I guess, you know, Shonen Jump, they only care about what Japan thinks of a series. But the thing I gotta point out, now, the art in Red Hood was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. And it seems as if your boy Yuki stepped it up a notch when it comes to this Orta of the Flame, because the art in here is incredible. My only fear is that he won't be able to maintain this on a weekly basis. Like, yo, to do this type of art style, like the way he's got the flames and the intensity in some of these panels. Now, not every panel is drawn perfectly, but damn near, at least in these first 2 chapters, man, it's gonna be hard for this guy to keep up with this art style, with this level of art on every week, man. I just, maybe it's just me who's feeling like that, but I hope he has a good staff working with him, man, because this is going to be a lot. Now, I could see if he did monthly, maybe even bi-weekly, but to do art like this on a weekly basis, man, this is crazy, man. Why do you think we barely get chapters of One Punch Man? You know, because the art is so amazing, so hard to draw, and so detailed. The same with Kaiju number 8. That's bi-weekly, and that mangaka still has trouble sometimes, you know, keeping up with the schedule. So you telling me Yuki's gonna be doing this on a weekly schedule? Man, I hope he's able to do it, man. I hope he's able to maintain. If this series blows up, I can see it being a lot. It's going to end up taking its toll on him, man. It's going to be hard for him to do. But I do hope it blows up, because I'm liking what I've read so far in just the first 2 chapters. I might continue to do it on the channel. The way to make sure that happens is by thumbing up the video and comment and let me know how much you guys appreciate it. But let's get into the second chapter. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. So in this chapter, we pretty much find out a little bit more about the flame, how the flame was around for about 100 years, and it wasn't until our main character, Ota, breathed life into the flame that it was able to take form and become his spirit, the fire spirit. Now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that fire spirit name. Man, I got a headache just looking at it. So, you know, I ain't going to do that, but you have it where, you know, our main character sees this flame, like he sees the fire spirit as having a personality similar to his sister before his sister got sick. Now, I didn't even notice his sister was sick in the previous chapter. I mean, I noticed she was walking around, she had a blankie and stuff like that, but I didn't know she was sick. I was thinking she was lazy. But it turns out his sister is sick, and he feels like this fire spirit reminds him of his sister, or at least the way she used to be before she got sick. And you see it where Orta is trying to teach, you know, this fire spirit the respect of a meal, you know, for soldiers. And I like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we got people fighting for our lives. They deserve a good home cooked meal, even here in the real world. But you have it where he's saying, like, yo, you can't just burn the meat for like that. You gotta first add season to it. Then, you know, we got people eating it. You gotta make sure you add some, you know what I'm saying, like some vegetables to it. Also dice it up a little bit. Put some cuts into it before you light it up. And she says, like, yo, you know, I mean, I get it. You know, I like your dedication. Like, you prepare very well. But at the same time, this is kind of annoying. And that's when he says it reminds him of his his older sister. I believe his sister's younger sister. I can't remember. Give me time. I'm gonna memorize all this stuff. Give me time. It's a new series. But you got it where the captain shows up, which turns out to be that female from the first chapter. And you got it where, you know, she's impressed, as well as the other soldiers, of what Ota was able to do. They even give him thanks because of him, their lives were saved. You got it where one man says, like, yo, you know, I'm able to go see my granddaughter thanks to you guys. And he even says that the flame spirit resembles his granddaughter, which is insane. You have it where the flame spirit is able to communicate to the snow, and as the snow falls, the snow is telling her that all of this has been done by an evil demon who's controlling an ice spirit, which is crazy. So we do have demons in this series. I mean, I guess it's only natural since we have spirits. Now I know some people saying they burnt out with the whole demon thing, but we don't know if that's going to be a big part of the series or not. But you got it where the water is frozen and these guys are unable to travel home due to the water being frozen around their boats and stuff. And they got it where they look at our main character like, yo, you can use your flames to melt the ice. And that's when the fire spirit goes to say like, nah, he shouldn't do that because he nearly died last time. If you use your power, your spirit power, as well as your physical body too much, you could be reduced to ashes. We were lucky that he only passed out the last time he used my power. And it seems as if his body can't handle it. The fire spirit goes to say, even if he was in top physical shape, you know, it's a good chance that he could run the risk of burning himself up, which is insane. But you see the fire flames are on him now, and they're not burning him. He says it's only, you know what I'm saying, it's only like a warm feeling. And you got it with the captain. She's saying like, yo, we don't need to rely on him right now because we might need him in the future. She asks him, what does he want to do? And of course, we know he wants to help people, but she's looking at him more so like, yo, just go to the side and just make sure you prepare people meals. But next thing you know, you find out that the feelings of our main character and his fire spirit is linked. So what he feels, she's able to feel it as well. And I'm guessing vice versa. But you have it where he's like, yo, well, I just don't have to put out as much flames as I did previous. If I could put out a little less flames, but control the heat, then we should be able to melt the ice surrounding the boats and the water. And you have it where he actually does this. His flame spirit is able to sense what he's trying to do, and they're able to take down like this little, totem pole that's actually keeping keeping everything frozen within the surrounding area. And he goes to attack it, and they work in unison. They're pretty much synchronized, and they're able to burn this totem pole down. And I'm not gonna lie, the panels, like I said earlier, the art just looks so beautiful. And that's why I'm saying like, yo, there's no way this guy can keep this up on a weekly schedule. Come on, man. But you have this amazing panel where he says like, yo, control the power of the fire. I should be able to do it now because he's not outputting as much fire as he was before. He turns it into like a weapon, a sword, almost like an arrow. And you got it where him and his fire spirit is holding it on both sides. They aim it towards that little pillar and they break it. And he says, this is my battlefield. This is what I've been looking for. And he destroys that pole, and all the ice begins to melt. And you got it where his fire spirit is saying like, yo, you did a great job. You didn't even collapse like you did last time. And he says, well, yeah, I still got to get the hang of it because right now my legs are numb. It's taking everything to stand. And she was like, I can feel it because, they're connected so well. And because of that, they're able to, take the bodies of the comrades they lost in the previous chapter and set them on fire and send them off to sea so that they can go to Valhalla. I really love how it's keeping that tradition of Valhalla, and and it's keeping that mythology within the series. I wonder if they're going to continue to use that going forward, or are they going to introduce other myths as well? Very curious which way Yuki's going to choose to go with it. But anyway, you have it where he's focusing on keeping his fingers warm, and he wants to make the fingers of everyone else warm. And as that happens, you got it where he apologized to the captain for disobeying her orders, and she asked him like, yo, what do you intend to do do for your limbs? Meaning that his limbs is weak. And he's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna use this flame of mine to fight the Ice Kingdom and warm everyone else's limbs. That's what I intend to do. And then she says, well, you can't do it as you are now. Send a letter out to your sister. Let her know you're not going to be home for a while. And then that's when she's holding this big battle axe, and she says like, yo, there was a point in time where I wasn't even able to hold a weapon such as this. But thanks to the training that I received from a certain somebody, I became a captain. And then she looks at our main character and tells him like, yo, you're going off to train with this guy. And you have it where our main character's like, well, who is he? And she looks at him and says, a hero. And that's how the chapter ends. So it looks like we're about to get a little mini training arc where our main character goes to train off with someone so that he can use his flame better, as well as just become more of a warrior, you know what I'm saying, so that he can help out on the battlefield. But all in all, really good second chapter. In fact, I would say the second chapter was better than the first chapter, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm just curious how it's going to turn out for our main character. I mean, not for our main character, but for our mangaka who's doing art like this on a weekly schedule. But let me know y'all thoughts on it, man. I'm curious to know your thoughts. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.